Backyard archery. Here I have a DS 3800 from Darton Archery. And this kind of give you a little bit of a background story to this bow. Back last year in 2014, my sister was battling the last month of her cancer, ovarian cancer, the silent killer. She died unfortunately at 41. But when I was out there visiting her in Massachusetts, I'm out here in Illinois, so I was visiting her in Massachusetts and trying to be with her the last few weeks. After I'd spent the day with her, and she was ready to retire to her husband and kids, I would sneak out just to get a little break from the circumstances and visit local archery shops in Massachusetts. Well, near her house, one of the closest archery shops near her house was a Darton dealership, exclusively a Darton dealership. And I was kind of interested in that. I'd never seen Darton bows in person. And here was an archery shop that sold nothing but Darton bows. And when I went in there, I got to see a wide range of Darton bows, and I was pretty impressed. This may be one of the most undervalued bow companies in the nation. You got your Matthews, you got your Bowtech, you hear about all of those bows. And even though Darton's been around forever, you just don't hear about it very much. And a lot of that, from my understanding, it's just they just don't do a lot of expenses into advertisement. Yet these bows appear to be and shoot as good as any bow that I really have for the most part. This is a speed bow, the Darton 3800. Now there's a Darton 3900 that has an IBO that's a bit faster. But one of the things that really impressed me with the Darton after shooting it is even though its IBO is listed at 350 feet per second only, that's a real speed bow, 345 to 350 feet per second. So here's again was the Bowtech RPM 360 that I was sharing not too long ago. 360 feet per second IBO. My Darton 3800, 350 IBO. They both shoot the arrows at the same speed.
I should point out, though, the Darton was 73 pounds to
this
the
bow is
RPM
really
360.
Almost underselling how fast it really is. The draw on it still feels like a speed bow, and it's aggressive up front, and then it still breaks into a really nice back wall that you can hold and not necessarily jump out of your hands. It might catch you, but it's not like full throttle where if you give it an inch, it takes a mile from you. So this is still a very generous speed bow. The other thing nice about this bow is it has a really wide draw length opportunities. You can go from 25 inches up to 31 inches. All the other bows, which is good for some of you taller guys out there, this would be a good bow to consider if you have a little bit longer wingspan than some of us. And again, you don't just find these on every street corner. Most dealerships are not going to have Darton right next door or in their storeroom. I went down to Springfield, Illinois to actually pick this up, even though I'd seen these up in Massachusetts when I visited my sister. But I just really wanted one ever since I had been out in Massachusetts visiting her. Let's go ahead and shoot it through the chronograph and see what kind of speeds we're getting from it. Again, the bow is set at 29 inches, 70 pounds, using approximately a 381 grain arrow or so. This is a blue streak, so it's a pretty darn quick arrow, nice stiff arrow, kind of speed. I'm shooting a trophy ridge drop away on this. I like this drop away quite a bit, but at the same token, I still kind of favor ripcords and that's might be just due to my experience with them in the quad HDX. The thing that's interesting about it, I like the drop away in a lot of ways, but the thing that's a little different about it is when you pull it back, you get that last little snap that I've just never quite gotten used to after shooting ripcord. But that's more about me versus the usefulness of this drop away. This drop away is an excellent drop away. Very quiet drop away.
As you can see, the valley is actually quite comfortable to hold into. I can just sit here talking to you and just pull back without really thinking too hard about my anchor. You can't do that with a lot of different speed bows, so this shows you that the valley is actually pretty generous. Here I am shooting through the chrono.
317 feet per second. My RPM was getting 318, 319. Let's shoot it through again and see if we get the same rating. I should mention this bow has been highly accurate for me. I had taken it on a bear hunt up in Ontario with A1 archery group, hunting group, and got my first bear with an archery bow. You know, just got into archery recently, but I found this bow to be very accurate. When comparing it to the no-cam, I keep expecting the no-cam to outshoot this hands down. No, I really shoot this bow as accurately as the no-cam. That might be due to me as an archer and so forth, and I find that's true for a lot of bows. I can shoot them pretty accurately. But this bow with a longer axle makes it a very accurate bow. Vibration is pretty slight in the hand because I might have a little less vibration than the 360. Let me go ahead and shoot it one more time. Very easy to hold in the hand. Don't feel any torquing or anything like that. Hard hitting, quiet bow. No feeling of jumpiness out of my hand. We hit a 317 feet per second IBO, or speed, with a 380 grain arrow. So we're talking just a little bit slower than the 360. Maybe a little less vibration too, though. So I really like this bow. Draw cycle doesn't just drop right into the valley. It's something of a transition, not quite like what you would get from a Matthews, where it feels like a comfortable transition, but a nice ease into it. There's not much. The valley's there, but it doesn't feel like you just drop right into it like some bows, which I appreciate the kind of transition. So I really like this bow a lot. Highly adjustable, beautiful bow. I've taken it out to Ontario, it does the job. You won't regret getting a Darton bow if that's the discussion lead. There's a variety of other Darton bows. Definitely recommend seeking them out. Maybe shoot something that's a little different than everybody else has. That's the thing I like about this. This isn't just running off and getting another Matthews or Bowtech. Great bows. I still shoot those bows. But it's something kind of neat to have a bow that's just a little different, and yet comes from a very long respected bow company with lots of patents.
Thanks for watching.